Hey up, Nos Gamer here, welcome to Pickups Blast. We're on number 7 now. I'm going to run out of fingers, I've said this before, but we've got 10 toes, guys. So there's plenty more Pickups Blasts to come. It's been a while since I've done one of these. I've accumulated several stacks of games in the meantime. Some Switch, some SNES, some Xbox, some Wii U, and some Evercade. There's actually a decent Evercade game in here this time, guys, so stay tuned for that. There's not many of those about, so if you do collect for the machine, you don't want to collect the crap stuff. I've got a good one in here for you this time, behind me. So let's just jump over to the bench, unwrap some of these games, because I've been itching to play them for so long. There's some channels out there going to get mentioned during this as well, because it's your fault, Nintendo Arcade, that I'm buying off this stuff. So I hope you're watching, mate. So let's jump over to the bench, like I said a minute ago, and just have a blast, guys. It's been so long since we played any games on this channel. I've been doing other things, so let's have a blast. So first up, we'll get rid of all the Nintendo 3DS stuff, because I'm still picking up software for that as I do see it. And the first one we got is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. No idea. It was about £2.50, so yeah, I grabbed it. The next one is Rayman 3D, which looks like Rayman 3. I did enjoy playing that on the PS2 back in the day, so that should be a lot of fun to play. Next up, we have Tekken 3D Prime Edition, which is basically it's just Tekken, so it's going to be awesome to play. And it comes with the full-length Tekken movie on there as well, if you want to watch that. So next up we have Dillion's Dead Heat Breakers. Absolutely no idea what this is. Never played it before, but for a £5, it's another 3DS game. So the next one I saw on a pickups video from our friend over there, Alex from Nintendo Arcade, and it is Androdrunos, or Androdrunos 2 on the 3DS. I think this is, if I'm wrong in saying this, there may have been another one since, but this, as far as I'm aware, is the last physical release on the Nintendo 3DS. It came out on a lot of formats, but as soon as I found out it was a 3DS title, I was like, it's a shmup, I'm definitely buying it. So thanks a lot for bringing that one to my attention, Alex. That's going straight in the 3DS. Next isn't necessarily so much a game as the packaging for a game, because I'm still searching to box up a lot of my cartridges I've got loose when I do see boxes at a good price. And I found a corker, guys. I found a really good box and manual for Kirby's Dream Land on the Game Boy. It does have a couple of scuffs along the side, but the rest of the box is pretty much spot on. And more deserving than anything, my 20-odd-year-old copy of Kirby's Dream Land finally gets a box, guys, so let's drop that in. The box is very good. It does have a few minor scuffs, but stuff this age, man, you tend to find dinted, creased. The box flaps are all sort of hanging off or ripped. This one, other than a bit of a split in the plastic where somebody's got their finger under it to get it out, is absolutely spot on. So there is a little damage there on the tray, but this guy didn't have a box, guys, and this was a very good price. We've got the manual, all in great condition, no drawing, no creases, no mess. And it also comes with the poster. You used to get these with a lot of stuff. You don't get anything inside game boxes nowadays except a load of legal crap on a piece of paper. But yeah, nice little poster, great condition with all Game Boy titles on, really nice. So let's get my copy of Kirby's Dream Land finally put into a box after being in a basket with all my other loose games for about 2 decades. So we'll pop him in, make sure not to catch that, see, and damage it. And there we go, guys. Kirby's Dream Land, love it. Pop him in there. And the last one we can't show you is probably a good job I can't show you, because it doesn't look too great, but considering I only paid £1 for it, and it's a PlayStation Vita game, we've got little deviants. No idea, but you know, it's a Vita game for £1, so yeah. So let's sink our teeth into something we can really play now, and I've picked up a couple of PlayStation 1 games this month, and the first one I found, I've already done a video on because it's awesome. It's an awesome game, whether you get it on the Saturn or the PlayStation, and it's Raystorm. I got very lucky and picked this up for a little over £20. The disc was not in the greatest condition, to be perfectly honest, but it plays, and I just bought it because I wanted to play it and to compare it to my Sega Saturn version, and it ended up being a much better game than the Saturn version. It was lacking a few of the extras, but wow, what a shooter, man. And I did just find out that there's a raised collection
coming out soon, which has them all on for various formats, so I just pre-ordered myself a copy from Strictly Limited. But the Raystorm game is great, but honestly it's nothing on Layer Section 1, which is an awesome 2D shooter, but great enough. So if you want to check out my video on this, I'll link it at the end of this video or drop it in the description as well, where I compare Raystorm to Layer Section. Two excellent shooters, one with frame rate issues and one that plays like glass, and you can guess which version that is. This is great. So the next one I picked up's not in the greatest condition. I just wanted to play it on the PlayStation, and to be fair, it was a good price for a game that is relatively expensive to pick up, and that was Hogs of War. Some brilliant voiceovers in this by the legendary Rick Mail, and it's a nice tactical based shooter on the PS1. I'm just not very good at this game, and yeah, the only thing that's missing is the inlay from the front. So from the side on, it looks like on the shelf. The disc's in good condition, and I got it for a fairly cheap price. And it's a solid little game, that one. Hogs of War, guys. So we'll get these next couple of games out of the way relatively quickly. I may cover them in more detail in another video if they're any good. But as we always know with this machine, they're so hit and miss, these little collections, that these next 3 Evercade cartridges I've got to show you could be great, or they could be absolutely terrible. So the first one we have is the Gremlin collection. I'm not expecting a great deal from this because it doesn't scream amazing games at me from anywhere. We have such delightful titles as Hardcore 4x4, which is absolute dog shit on the Sega Saturn back in the day. Actua Soccer, I've never really played because I'm not into football games, so we'll have a brief kick around on that. Utopia, I'm not entirely sure what that is, so we'll have a go on that. Zool, we played to death when we were children, didn't we, not game? Yes, we did. We played it on the Amiga, the Mega Drive, the Super Nintendo, etc. So yeah, Zool is on there as well. Premier Manager 97 for any of you into old school football fixtures and whatever. And what the hell is that at the bottom? Let's have a look on the back. That is Brainbender. Okie dokie. So there we have the Gremlin collection for Evercade. It's not worth your money, guys. It's got way too many crap games on it. The next Evercade title I've actually been looking forward to playing because I bought it based on one game I saw on the front. I didn't even read what other titles were on it. I was just like, wow, Jellyco Arcade Collection 1 has Rodland. And boy, that was one of my favourite games on the Amiga when I was a kid. That was an awesome sort of Bubble Bobble style game. And yes, it's bloody amazing. On here as well, we also have such delights as Saint Dragon, which was an awesome shooter. Lots of cool little looking arcade games we can see flicking through the back. But I probably will do a video on this one in more detail because it's one of the more interesting looking cartridges to hit the Evercade. So let's just pop that open quickly. It says, crikey. There we go. Now we're into this rather dull, shineless package, which is a shame. There we go. What do we get inside? Cool, we get little cards. Nice one. Okay, there's some shmups in here, guys. So we're going to be having some fun with Jellyco Collection. There we go, Rodland. Oh, man. That game is great. It's great. It's so good. So yeah, Jellyco Arcade Collection 1. We will cover this one in more detail because it does look like one of the more appealing Evercade titles. It's one of the more... I think this piqued my interest just as much as the Renovation Collection did, because that was one of the better releases as well. What you have to watch out for with Evercade titles is every time they bring a corker out, there's about 5 shit ones that follow it. They get great ideas for compilations and just can't seem to get the better games from that format. So this one is looking like it could be packed with some really cool titles. So they get Jellyco Arcade number 1. Followed up straight away by Jellyco Arcade? No idea. This one might not be as good, but it says Pico on it, and there's some of the Pico compilations have been really good. So let's get inside this one and have a look as well. It's not got Rodland on, guys, so not scared you're going to be quite disappointed. No. In we go, in we go. Galeco. Yeah, answers on a postcard, guys. Go on, pronounce that one. Because I'm going to be doing it wrong every time. Oh, cool. And again, we've got these really cool little arcade cards in here. Strikes back. Manic Square. So lots of arcade titles I don't really recognise in this package. I'll read that later and find out about the company that produced all these games, but in the moment I have still no idea what any of these games are. But they're going to have a lot of fun finding out. And this one looks like I could possibly do a video on this one too. So we'll be over 2 Evercade titles. That may be worth time of day, guys. So there we go. Jellyco? Oh, honestly, I don't know. It's whatever. So the Evercade Arcade Collection number 6. We're going to call that one because I got no idea how you say that. So yes, let's move on. Evercade is done, ladies and gents. We're going to move on to something a little bit sexier. And we're going to go Super Nintendo land, I think. Where I recently picked up a game whose cover features one of my favourite channels. A certain ginger Viking looking like hippie guy with a massive beard. I'm pretty sure that that's Sai on the front of my box there, looking badass. In the Lost Vikings, which was an awesome little strategy game on the Super Nintendo. We took control of 3 different Vikings, all with different abilities. I remember the guy with the shield, you could pop it above your head so the other guys could climb on top and get into higher platforms. You've got a guy that can fight, and I think the other guy's got like bow and arrow or something. I really can't remember it, but they all had different abilities and you had to use them accordingly to find your way to the end of the level. It's not the greatest looking SNES box, but it was cheap enough for me. It's got the characteristic bin in a box and got a slight dint on the top to it, but the box is still in good enough condition. I may be able to straighten this out. It doesn't have the baggie, but I can get a baggie for it, I suppose. The Lost Vikings, guys. The Lost Vikings, featuring Ginger Hippie Gaming. Yes, very nice picture. The manual's okay. It looks like it's been in a loft for a bit, so the pages have got that sort of ever so slight. Yeah. If you're a collector of things in great condition, this will make you feel sick. But to be honest, it's a complete SNES game, and I'm happy to put it on the shelf. Back when Interplay games weren't that bad, guys. Is there a bio in here for you, Si? Ooh! I've got all the level passwords. I can play every level I want. There we go. There you are, mate. Looking all dapper there. So there we go, guys. The Lost Vikings featuring Ginger Hippie Gaming. Awesome Super Nintendo strategy platform puzzly thing that will sap hours of your time once you get your head around exactly what you got to do. Beautiful little game. So over a month ago, this is how long we're talking since I've done a Pickups Blast as well. We saw me do a little video. The first having a blast we did was on this little gem that I found in a charity shop, the Sega Classics collection, which is full of, like it says, unforgettable gaming history, guys. It features 3D ports or 3D adaptations of old arcade games, some which play really well, some which bore the living daylights out of you. I'm looking at you, Monaco. You can go around this for hours and hours, and it's a little boring. Columns, I think I skipped that. Golden Axe is absolutely god-awful. Avoid it on this. It's got a great port of Virtua Racing, an average port of Outrun, which was fun-ish. Fantasy Zone was awesome on here, really did enjoy that. And what else we got at the top there? I can't remember. Space Harrier was nice, and Bonanza Brothers, this puzzle thing here, just bored the living daylights out of me. But for a quid, guys, for Virtua Racing, and this version was only ever on the PS2. It's quite a nice version of it as well. I'd say this package was worth it just for Virtua Racing alone, and possibly Space Harrier and Fantasy Zone. But not bad at all on the PS2. For a pound, guys. Next up, we've got 18-wheeler Pro American Trucker Thingy Wassamajigged Sega arcade game on the Nintendo GameCube. I did pick this up earlier this year for the Dreamcast as well. I'm expecting it to be exactly the same as that. It's a port of the arcade game. It was designed to guzzle your pound coins in the day, so don't expect the thrill to last for more than half an hour. But hey, you know, for a few quid, it's worth a giggle. And yeah, worth checking out to see if the GameCube had any extras. It looks like this split screen 2-player there. I'm not sure if that was even included on Dreamcast, but yeah, 18-wheeler American Pro Trucker. I've never really played this game very much because it's not amazing, doesn't set the world on fire, but yes, cheap. So now we've got 18-wheeler Pro Trucker out the way, let's move up a few notches from the GameCube to one of Nintendo's later machines, and it's the Wii U. So I'm still picking up stuff for this as I see it. Again, I've pretty much got most of the games I wanted for the machine, but when you see them for a few quid, they're worth adding to the shelf. We've got Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Never played it. I was put off the series by Infinite Warfare, so that's the last time I played it. The new ones are probably decent, but yeah, I just stopped playing it after that and moved on to other things. So Call of Duty Black Ops 2 on the Wii U, I can assume looks like it did on the 360 and PS3. Call of Duty Black Ops, £2, yes. Notch that £2 up to £3.50, and we'll move on to the next Wii U title, and we've got EA and BioWare's port of Mass Effect 3, which was a bit odd really, considering they didn't get 1 and 2 for the Wii U as well, so anyone that's only had a Nintendo console to that point had absolutely no idea what was going on with the story. So yeah, Mass Effect 3 Special Edition. I'm sure it's going to be marvellous on the Wii U. Yes. A little bit of water damage in there, but you know, I'm sure Shepard can cope with that. Yeah, so the next 3 games I picked up based on watching my mate Goldtooth gaming a lot, and he loves collecting Xbox originals. But we're going to start off with one that the guy at the shop pretty much should have paid me for. I talked him down to the price of a, literally, I want the box and the manual, mate, in hopes that I can salvage this. We have Star Wars Obi-Wan. We have Star Wars Ben for the Xbox original. Never played this one. It's not in fantastic condition, even for the manual, which looks pretty sketchy. But I seriously, guys, it was cheap. It was cheap, and my only hope is that I can rescue this disc, because it's been sat on a shelf with a sticker, and I just says to the guy, I said, I don't know if I can save that. We'll see. Oh, Goldtooth, I'm not happy with this disc, mate, but I was going to try it for a cheapo, man. I'll try it for a cheapo, get this horrible thing out of the way first. So if you see a nice little video in the corner over here, it means that I've got the crap off this disc and it works. If not, Star Wars Obi-Wan, Star Wars Ben is going to become a coaster. So there we go. Let's get the minging Xbox original out of the way first. If I can't get it to work, or this hasn't worked, by the end of this video I'm sure I'll have been on eBay and find myself a copy. Next we have Microsoft's take on a platformer. This is Blinx the Time Sweeper. It came out around about the time everybody on the GameCube was playing Super Mario Sunshine, Dreamcast users were playing Sonic Adventure 2, and I'm pretty sure PS2 users had at least experienced their first Ratchet & Clank. The game is complete, it's in much better condition than Star Wars was. As you can tell, the manual's nice as well, the box is good, the sticker residue comes off with a little bit of warm water on a sponge, nice and easy done. So Blinx the Time Sweeper, sorry I missed you at the time. I was playing Sudeki, Knights of the Old Republic, all the other good RPGs that were on the Xbox at the time. This one passed me by, because if you wanted your platform in action, like I said, you have Mario Sunshine and stuff like that to play. So that's why I didn't get a look in. So the final Xbox original game we've got here is Urban Chaos Riot Response. And yeah, this was about £4. I did enjoy the original Urban Chaos. It was quite a cool little game. Never played it on the Xbox. This one again comes complete. It just needs a good rub down where all those old horrible stickers have been, and it'll all good as new. But there we go, Urban Chaos Riot Response on the Xbox original. So that's the last Xbox original. Next up, what have we got? Let's move on to a giant pile of Switch games. Right, so the first Switch title we've got, I have already unwrapped this because I was itching to play it. I genuinely don't want to pay the obscene prices this goes for on the original PS1. And unfortunately, I made the worst choice of format for this, so I'm going to grab hold of the PS4 version as well. And I got the Klonoa collection. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce that one. And unfortunately on the Switch it's dogged by such an erratic frame rate. It sort of dips between 30 and 60 frames a second, but it does it so frequently that it makes doing some of the jumps really irritating on the TV. It's not so impactful if you're playing it in handheld mode, but yeah, on your TV it's got this lovely sort of jitter as you're moving along. I hope it captures it in the video in the corner, but I was quite disappointed in that. And yeah, just, you know, fresh air in the cartridge as usual. if you're going to get this, guys, pick it up on the Xbox or the PlayStation or whatever else it came on, because this has a horrible frame stutter issue, which is a massive shame, because I really did enjoy playing the original on the PS1 when I was a kid, and I was expecting that a nice experience, and that sort of hanging of the frames just spoiled the game slightly for me. The next game we have is the first RPG, and I've not got into this one yet. It's Live Alive. I think it's called Live Alive, Live Alive. Yeah, there you go. Make of it what you will. It's a little RPG that, seriously, I mean, from the artwork, I'm getting Chrono Trigger vibes. I don't know why. Perhaps it's because you've got a collection of stories in different time periods. I don't know if these will connect together, but it's a really interesting look on the RPG with so many different stories, and the graphics are very, very cool, sort of 16-bit inspired with a modern twist on. So let's have a look in the box and see if we just get fresh air in a cartridge. Yes, we did, but we get a nice picture on the inside. So there we go. Nice looking RPG. Looking forward to spending quite a bit of time with that one. So the next Switch game we've got is Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. I've pretty much got this on every format it came out on. I'm sure I've got it on the Wii, the Wii U and the 3DS already. But it's an awesome RPG, and I really did enjoy Xenoblade Chronicles 2 on the Switch. So I don't mind starting this whole series again. Let's see what we get in this guy. The beautiful story of, what's his name? Is it Shulk? As he wields the Monado. I remember the story to this one, but the Bionis and the Mechonis were like two giant living lands that you inhabited. I can't get into this guy. And yeah, the game just sprawled across the bodies of these two giants. It was absolutely awesome. The graphics for a Wii back in the days, well, were absolutely mind-boggling. How the terrain just seemed to go on forever in such a limited powered machine. It looked very, very good. So what do we get in here? We get a beautiful picture and nothing else but fresh air. But it's always nice to have something in there, like an illustration, so you've not got the back of the paper just staring back at you. Nice and blank. So obviously after that I'm going to have to play Xenoblade Chronicles. Then I have to play Xenoblade Chronicles 2 again. And the expansion or whatever the other one was called. And so let's get into Xenoblade Chronicles 3 straight after that. I do really enjoy this RPG series. It's really cool. Such beautiful open worlds, and I'm expecting great things from the third game as well. So I am going to have to go back and experience the first two games and all the subsequent content that came with them before I sink my teeth into this. But I'm really going to enjoy Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you RPG fans out there already are. I'm just got such a backlog of these flipping things that I don't think I'll ever get caught up. So honestly, I'm not sponsored by this guy, but watching his pick-up videos, he inspires me to get some of the more wacky games that I've picked up. And I'm looking at you again, Alex, because this is the first game I picked up just by watching one of your pickups videos, and it's Pokken Rocky Reshrined. I've had this sealed since then. I did watch you play that. It really did look awesome. And naturally, the original SNES games cost an absolute fortune now. So I'm hoping this is every bit as good as it looks on the back of the box. It looked like it was pretty cool when Alex was showing it off on his channel. So let's get stuck into Pokken Rocky Reshrined. I told you there's a lot of games this time, guys. I think we're in the shadow of the stack of games now. It's like a total eclipse. Pokken Rocky Reshrined. Ooh, a lovely little instruction sheet. Nah, there we go. Here's some buttons, guys. Press them and do shit. Can't wait to get on with that one. Great looking little game. What? You're still here? Yeah, and I'm still opening games? It's another Switch game? Yes, it is. It's Stop the Zombie, Rebel Without a Pulse. I remember this coming out on the original Xbox, but again, another game that passed me by. Looks like you have to play Stubbs the Zombie and kill people and stuff. So that should be a lot of fun. No idea how to play it, so there'll be a great little box in the corner of me going, what the hell's going off here, mate? So you control Stubbs, and I'm pretty sure, looking at what we've got on there, he just wants to eat you. Stubbs the Zombie, Rebel Without a Pulse. There we go. Game that passed me by years ago. I know absolutely nothing about, so that should be fun to play as well. Don't worry guys, there's not many left to go. It's on the last stretch, and we have one that everybody's picking up as well, so I've decided to get it myself. We've got Ganryu 2, or Ganryu 2. I don't know, these games are getting harder to pronounce as I age, so we'll get into this, have a quick look at what we get inside. The worst possible thing, the back of this and a cartridge. But this is the 16-bit-esque platformer that everybody I see, and most of the people I watch, have already got. So let's sink into teeth into Ganryu 2 and see if this game's really cool, mate. Another awesome looking little platformer, so I'm going to enjoy that one too. So the final Switch game, guys. We've made it to the final game of this very lengthy pickups blast. I didn't want to be long, but it ended up being long, so tough shit. We have Beyond the Steel Sky. Oddly enough, I have the Steelbook version of Beyond the Steel Sky, so it's very steely. Let's get inside and see how steely it is. Wow, I do like that. Oh, that's nice. That is nice.
The logo.
But it won't be nice now because it's been touched by me, and since it's touched by a human, you wait 5 years, it's covered in rust. Inside here we get a cool little card, which I'm not going to show you the back of because it's got some sort of code on, which I want to use myself. And some stickers, which could possibly end up being stuck all over the Nod's bench, you never know. And that's a very nice inlay as well. Look at that, it's like a little comic book strip, which is really cool. Really looking forward to sinking my teeth into this. If it's anything to do with Beneath the Steel Sky from my youth, then I'm going to have an exceptionally good time with this. So the final game of our Pickups Blast, guys, is Beyond the Steel Sky, the Steelbook edition, which is very steely and made of steel. So steely, they're covered in a cardboard steel thing that says steel on it. There we go. So once again we reached the end of a Pickups Blast, which the name implies should be nice and short, and I'm pretty sure this one would end up being rather not short. There's been a lot to cover in here. There's a lot of games I'd like to be spending a bit more time with, but just where do you find time as you grow up, man? Where does it go? It's just not enough time for these things. Not only that, I've got to find place for these flipping games on the shelf and hopes that my room doesn't collapse into the room below it. But if you'd like to see me cover any of the games I do in the Pickups Blast in more detail, please let me know in the comments, because some of these games do warrant more than a 5-minute blast before they get put on the shelf. I will be doing a bit on these 2 Evercade arcade games here, because they do look rather good, and Gremlin Collection can get pushed to the back of the shelf because it's not worth your time, ladies and gentlemen. There we go, number 24. Hopefully you'll disappear forever. I've been Nods Gamer. This has been Pickups Blast number whatever. Please like, subscribe, share, all the other stuff, but more importantly, talk to me in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching, and you know I'm watching you back. So see you later.